guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing a new video for you guys, and this time I am taking a look at Transformers Robots in Disguise Decepticon Fracture. Now, I just want to update my fans on something, and if you guys want to skip that and go straight to the review, go to this timestamp. But until then, let me just get something out of the way. The Canadian reviewer is not over. I just like to explain that. I'm making a couple of reviews that lead up to the 200th review, and I want to go in a specific direction. But, with that being said, that means that it might be some time before I do an actual Canadian reviewer episode of this. So until then, I just want to get a review out there because people have been asking me to do certain reviews. So, here goes nothing. This is Fracture. Now, he is a purple Decepticon, and he is based on the CGI form in the show, and I gotta say, he looks really cool. A nice Decepticon motorcycle, alt mode, very cool, very sleek for a back end of this size. That would hurt your pelvis. Anyways, I like the design. I like the colors especially. I mean, it looks Decepticon as hell. And, yeah, you may have noticed that he has a giant side pod thing that is actually his gun. Bayonet thing, I don't know what you want to call it. What would Rey from Star Wars call it? But anyways, you can attach this to the front. It does have the hole right there, so you can have this. I don't know why you would, but you can do that. Fracture also has a foot pedal thingy mabobber stand, so there's that. And of course he has the hole right here so you can plug on the weapon as seen earlier, or you can plug on some other stuff, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, the Decepticon alt mode does compact well, I gotta say. I like how it works, you know. It's very simple in its transformation, but it works. It really does work, and I really enjoy transforming this when you get things right. If you get something messed up, then it's going to be a little bit of a hassle, because sometimes the back end doesn't really want to tab into place, but there's a couple of pegs right here to where the feet actually go in that you don't really need to plug in. It's just good to line up, but sometimes they'll just fall out of place by themselves, but the knees and the ball joints right here are strong enough to just hold that in place, so it's not that big of a deal. Also, I gotta mention, because some people were actually returning this figure or giving them away because they didn't realize that the motorcycle end right here, the front of the motorcycle, I'm sorry, I don't know specifics and I don't really care, but there's a little tab right in there. You can see it right there. And that will actually wrap around the cock piece, right there, like that. So, yeah, he can actually tab into place. Surprising. But anyways, once you flip up the kickstand, that's the word I was trying to think of, yeah, he won't be able to stand. But it's alright. I mean, that's why you have a kickstand to begin with, and the camera went blurry. Anyways, I'm going to stand up the camera because we are going into the robot mode. So, I am going to show off the transformation. First, you pull up the kickstand, and what I like to do is pull the feet out, or the legs and the feet, just to get them out of the way, and pull out the arms like so. Next, what you want to do is you want to pop this out, and then open up the shoulders, take the legs, swing them down all the way, and rotate this up. And as I'm rotating this section right here, I also rotate this section just to give the handlebars a little bit of clearance. Rotate that till it's all flush on the chest, and then this will snap into place. Rotate this to the side where it's got the peg right there, and that peg will go into this hole right on the top there. And then flip out the hands. It's as simple as that. Next, you want to unhook the legs, and you're pretty much done. There's Decepticon Fracture in his robot mode, and he looks very nice. I like the design. He looks, again, Decepticon as hell. Like, his bike mode looks like it just fits a Decepticon. His robot mode just speaks volumes to the fact that he's, well, a Decepticon, I guess. Anyways, a cool feature is that he actually has his minicons on the top here as his shoulders. They're molded in, so you can't really pop them out. They're not actual minicons, but it's a nice touch. I really do like that. He's got a nice looking head with a mohawk that's Really cool. It's not as obnoxious as like Sideswipe's hairdo. Well, actually it is, but it works for the Decepticon. So, very nice. He's got the Decepticon game piece on the front of the chest right there. He's got some red detail. The only real paint issue that I have with this is that the purple on the arms doesn't match anything else on the toy. I think it's more apparent in the alt mode, but in robot mode it's still disturbing and I don't like it, honestly. His backpack, it compacts well. Of course, there's a big chunk of bike on the backpack, but considering that he does transform into a bike, it all compacts itself pretty well. Maybe it's because they thought of the robot mode before the alt mode, but both modes look pretty cool. And yes, you can attach the weapon to the back like so if you want, or you can attach it to his hand. He's got, a bunch of different plug-in port thingies so that you can attach this in different ways. There's a plug right here, there's a plug right here, there's a plug right here. And if you plug it in like this, the way his arm is designed, it will get out of the way so he can lift that up all the way without having any issues. But what I like to do is I like to hold it like this. You can also double wield it, but unfortunately his arm kind of sucks into the shoulder and I'm just not a fan of that. So usually I just let him hold it with one hand. It's just a personal thing. You can do whatever you want. And yeah, I really like this. I think my biggest issue with this toy is sometimes the wrist will just all of a sudden pop out of place, but it's not the biggest of deals. Size comparison, here's Autobot Drift. I almost called him the Decepticon just then. And, they look cool together. They're enemies in the first episodes that they appear, and they really do look cool, and they have their own personality. I really like these guys. And I gotta say, Fracture is actually one of my favorite Transformers Robots in Disguise toys that I have currently. He just looks good, he fits the part, he looks amazing. I love this guy, and I highly recommend it to anyone out there. Even if you're not a fan of Robots in Disguise, and you're just a fan of Transformers Prime, this guy will fit into your Transformers Prime collection pretty well. I gotta say, I really like the design. I think he's nice. I think as a toy, he's pretty good. He has great articulation. The only, major issue, besides the wrist that I have, is how cheap he feels. There's not much going on for him. But really, again, it's not that big of an issue because I like the toy so much that I really don't care. So, I definitely recommend it if you get it on sale, but if not, I still recommend it. I like the toy. I think he's worth it. Anyways, that is pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.